It's fun. Remember, word of the day is fun. But yeah, this is a nice mic drop. Investments that we made for fall. Hey, how's it going? It is Saturday afternoon, right after lunch. This is actually the first time I've been outside today since I got up early at like 5:30 or something, let the dog out, and it was pouring, absolutely pouring. It has rained all morning long. It's still misting out. There's nothing really on the radar, but it has literally rained all morning long. So let's go check out the old rain gauge here. Yep, so we're a cool 2 inches. So what is that, like 3.5, 4 inches this week? We might go down and work in the shop a little bit this afternoon. Maybe try and get that broadcast, do a little bit of something with that broadcast spreader. So we got the U-joint taken apart off the PTO shaft, and now we have a puller on it, but it's still not coming. So we're heating up what's left there so we can try and pull it off, but we also have to push the little pin that locks it on there. So it's getting interesting. It's fun. Remember, word of the day is fun. We got it! All right, so we're back at the farm. That was a really boring 2 hours of putzing around with that gearbox. All right, so we are on to going to go move cows. This is not going to be a fun move because as I kind of hemmed and hawed in the last move of where to put them and where to put them across, I am not looking forward to seeing what they have done to that bank. Okay, like I said, I was not excited about coming to see what it looks like, because what's over there where they cross, what was grass a day and a half ago, actually what was grass yesterday, is now 6 inches of mud. And literally 6 inches of mud. So I'm gonna have to come out here with some kind of a seeder or something, just even a broadcast seeder with oats or something, and broadcast something out there, because I don't know how the grass is gonna come back up out of there. It's insane. So what are we going to do right now? And you might be able to see some remnants of what it looks like over there. But what we're gonna do is, there's a T-post like right here, but I'm gonna take this fence down. There's a couple of posts right through that tall grass. I don't necessarily need this here. And then what I'm gonna do is, the reel is gonna come right to this point, and then I'm gonna shoot off probably to that corner, if not a little bit more to that corner. With that being said, then they're going to come through right to that ribbon. 2-line fence here, which they should see. There's barbed wire on the top. But then, you know, our lovely cornfield. Yep, that's what it looks like. Here's the drain ditch. Here's the mud. They've got that all chewed up. So we got to try and get something on here. I mean, and really, I feel the worst for the calves. Those little guys are really dirty. You know, just, there's so much freaking water. So what I want to do now is, these guys are going to come in through this ribbon. That ribbon will come down. This is going to become my new anchor point, I think. What I should do is I should move that guy over to here. I brought another T-post because this is where I put this ribbon all the time, because I got right next to that bird box. I got another, you know, kind of a decent corner post. So I think I've got a good T-post. I think I'm gonna sink that guy right there. And then it's gonna be an actual corner with a good corner insulator and all that stuff. And then actually that'll be really, really nice because I can just anchor, I can corner off and anchor back here. They've got really good flow. They're not going to get caught in a corner. And I'm tripping over grass, literally. And these guys are not going to know where to go, and I better get this closed up before they make some problems for me. All right, so I got done. Actually, I got pretty much set up how I thought I was going to do it. Really didn't deviate from my initial thought. When I decided I wanted to take the rest of this and move that T-post. So this is kind of what I came up with. So I wanted like an actual corner, not putting it on one of these guys because then that'd be a lot of pressure, even though it's not a long run over there, but this would be just a little bit better setup. I put this one here. I tied it together so there's a little bit of, gives this guy a little support, and then plus if the cows are going to rub on anything, they're going to rub on this guy. One negative to having an outside corner. These guys are set up much better. Yes, there's a lot of water running through here, and then with that ditch that comes this way, so that goes down, leads down into the woods. These guys look pretty decent. I didn't notice anybody right out of the gate that was having any kind of major issues. If we don't have any more than what we had with the cloudy-eyed kid and the other one and the foot, if we don't get any more illness other than those two, we'll be very, very fortunate. You know, like right there, there's Joey's heifer calf. Still waiting on the DNA results on that one, but dang, does she look good. She's nicer, honestly, build wise, overall condition, size and everything. She's nicer than Barb's heifer calf. I think out of the Flecks though, the best Fleck heifer out here might be Cora's little Dominion heifer. Well, she's not so little, but she's definitely nice. But you got some of these Bruno calves like that guy down there. Actually, that's a heifer. That's the other funny thing is like some of their tags are so dirty from running through the mud, I can't hardly tell what they are. Who else? This mic drop. Now we steered him out, so that is a steer. That boy's got a rump on him, and he looks good. He looks really nice. Factor's doing nice. I have no complaints about his attitude. You know, he's not come up and scratch friendly, but you know, he's what, 10 feet away from me. He don't care. He doesn't give a hill of beans. But yeah, this is a nice mic drop. But I'm gonna pull my camera out, my phone. He's gonna run away. Ooh, puffy face right here in the flesh. She really looks good, and that's out of a first calf heifer. And then I think this is actually the other mic. Yeah, that's the other mic drop heifer out of a mature cow. So one, if not both of those two, will be staying. I think puffy face for sure will be staying. I like that kid. All right, that's enough for today. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Hey, good morning. It is Sunday morning. Actually, I'm just reminding myself that I have wire I have to get rid of and fence posts. I'm going to get rid of that, and then we're going to head to the shop and keep working on that stupid broadcast spreader. So where are we on this guy? We've got this put back together. So we spent the morning working on the broadcast spreader. We got the gearbox back together, got it oiled up, greased up, all that stuff. It didn't seem like ultimately there was anything wrong in the gearbox itself. which sent us back to the actual spreader, which is where we thought it would be. But honestly, it probably wasn't a bad idea to tear that apart just to double check everything, even though it was a pain in the butt. But that led us back to this guy. So what have we been working on this afternoon? Well, we actually made some pretty good progress. This broadcast spreader is about as torn apart as possible, and we think that, yeah, there you can see me probably a little better. We think we found what was the ultimate issue with this guy. So we have this thing stripped down bare bones. So this bushing here, which actually has a brass bushing in it yet, actually sat inside of this hole. And then a shaft came up from inside of here. We had another piece that sat on top of it, which is all of this stuff. These are the plates right here that adjust your sizing, your seed rate. So what ultimately happened that we can find out, or we can kind of figure out, is the shaft that was in here is supposed to spin independent of this. This is supposed to be the only fixed thing here. So there's a couple of rivets that were here. Dad ground those out, and they were right here. So as you can see, well, this was ground out, so this hole's a little bit bigger than it should be, and then you can see that other rivet was supposed to be like right here, so this was chewed out. So what was happening is that the shaft froze on here, broke this away, and then this guy was allowed to just do this. That really explains what we were seeing. Oh, here it is. So this guy here fits onto here like that, okay? And then this, yeah, this, when you're actually looking down in the spreader, this is what you see. And then there used to be an agitator that would connect onto here and like actually go whip around and kind of actually stir things up. So that bushing and that shaft seized together, breaking it loose from the bottom, which that's super thin metal. It's like 16 gauge. That is the one thing about these things. It's like, you know, it's gonna rot away. We washed this thing out every time we used it, and it didn't matter what you did to it, and that still happened. Now, we didn't know about one piece or one little thing, and honestly, it's stupid to even have it here. But right there is a grease zerk that would have lubed this shaft. Should we have known about it? Sure. Looking at the book, we barely could tell, you know, seeing that, oh, hey, there's supposed to be a zerk down there. I go to look for it. I could barely tell that it was even there. So we spent about 2 hours on that guy again. What I'm gonna try and do, our plan of attack, I'm gonna talk to the guys at work, and we deal with a lot of stainless steel, like sheet stainless steel. See if there's any like drop chunks that are, you know, just essentially scrap from making some of our parts, because it really doesn't need to be that big. And possibly if we make a new bottom, we're thinking if we could cut out, even by hand, this, get rid of this. This doesn't need to be super accurate. This needs to be a little bit more accurate. But if we just have the steel, we might be able to make something. And then, granted, yes, it is stainless to mild steel, but we did find, Dad's never tried them before, but 308 rods. We don't have a wire feed, and every time I'm kind of like the dart gun. I'm tempted just to say screw it and like order just the cheap one on Amazon for the amount of times we would use a wire feed welder. Dad's good with a stick welder, but welding that real thin stuff does tend to be a little problematic with a stick welder. So that is the update on the broadcast spreader. And honestly, at this point, it would be nice to have a broadcast spreader with the way that our pastures are looking. All right, we got everything kind of moved around, and a lot of it is going to have to move again as we start loading up bales. So we like to start on the north end and move to the south. Because we do about 30 to 32 bales will make a row, you know, along the fence here. From the fence down there up to where I am is about 30 or 32, maybe 34. We like to leave a little bit of a gap, you know, from where we drive to back a little bit. What is one of the purchases that we made, or investments that we made for fall? Because I said we wanted to start chopping. Dad and I talked ourselves into it. At the end of the day, if we do it and we don't like it, I don't think we got decent enough stuff. If say 2 or 3 years from now we say nope, this isn't what we want to do, and we sell it, I don't think we're going to lose our ass on it. But we're initially thinking, let's just get one nice chopper box and be done with it. We can deal with it for a year, and then maybe next year find another decent one. But for the money, we did pick up 2 16-foot Badger boxes. They were honestly a really decent deal, and they come from a family that we've known for, like, honestly, I think Dad will always say, well, I played ball with him. I used to play softball with him. Dad was a big softball player, you know, like summer league softball. But they are identical, and they had gotten out of chopping stuff a few years ago, and this was just taking up shed space, and they wanted to free up some shed space. And really nice family, and it was great to be able to get these from them, help them free up some space. We got a nice deal, and they're a couple of really nice boxes. So they're identical, like I said, 16-footers, tandem axles, all metal. There isn't any wood runners down there. It's all metal. These were shedded their entire lives, so helps with the condition that they're in. Unfortunately, we won't be able to keep that going unless somebody wants to help me build like a, I don't know, 75 by 100 hoop barn or something. I'll do that. I'd love a hoop barn. 2 of them actually, one for the cows, one for equipment. But they're in really nice shape. There's I mean, obviously a little bit of hay or whatever in here, but they chopped corn, they chopped hay, but they're really good shape. And we looked them over, and I mean, for what we're gonna do with them, I mean, obviously the only downside to the Badgers is they've got the plywood sides, but that's really not a big deal. They're in really good shape. They will probably last a very long time, even for us. So, I mean, there's obviously not a whole lot to them. I mean, we looked them over pretty decent. We looked them over when we put them back here, when we got them home. And it was nice too, because it was 20-minute round trip. I mean, to get them home, because family only lives like 5 miles north of us, so that was cool to be able to get them from them. Just to point out, so I did put these gravity boxes where I wanted them for a reason, because when the cows come all the way back around, I am going to make sure that those second crop bales are gone, and then these hay wagons will not be here, and then I'm actually going to temp off like right here, right alongside these first crop bales, and let the cows do whatever they want to do to that part of the grass. So just let them destroy it, chew it up, do whatever they want, because hopefully we are filling all the way up over that way with bales anyways, if we can actually ever get in the field. So I think we'll call this the end of the video. You guys have seen me feed ground feed 100 times probably already. We'll call this the end of the video. It's the end of the weekend. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope you guys have a good week coming up. If you got any questions, please leave them in the comments as always. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for coming along.